Hello, this is Casey from Casey Grandpa Tech, where your geeky grandpa talks tech reviews, tech solutions, and much more. I know many of you like to travel, and it's the holidays and we're finishing up, and we decided to go down to Disney World like we usually do. But changes have occurred, and some of them not so favorable. One of the things that's happened, and I probably heard about it, the masks are back. And Disney has defined exactly what kind of mask you must have. You can't wear the face coverings, the bandanas or any of that, or the mask that has the little ventilation over here, but you've seen so much the clear mask with a vent here. They're all disallowed, and you have to wear them indoors. Very, very inconvenient, but unfortunately, that is the rule right now. So, of course, if you're staying on Disney resorts, a lot of us try to use the Disney Express. Unfortunately, as you probably know, Disney Express is going away at the end of the year. So we wanted to have one last ride on the Disney Express, so we booked it because we were staying on Disney property at the New Orleans. But guess what? When we got to where the buses are, it was an hour and a half wait before you could get on a bus. Very inconvenient. We ended up Ubering over to it. Unfortunately, as you know, it is going away, and we're going to talk about that much more. Now, Disney itself is understaffed, as you probably know. And because of it, they're not able to do the things that they normally did for you in the customer service area. For an example, if you stay on Disney property, you will not get your room cleaned. So if you need extra towels, you're going to have to go to housekeeping and do that, unfortunately. Everything is still not open. And so you're going to have to accommodate. Everywhere you go, you'll have to wear a mask. Now, they came up with a new queuing system for getting you on rides, and you have to pay for it. It's an additional charge. Well, we went there in the park, started using it, and guess what? The system went down. And we weren't able to take advantage of that system. We had to go get paper passes and have paper writing and paper this and paper that. It was very discouraging because the whole point of having electronic registration so you can get on the rides is very, very discouraging. And they wouldn't refund that money to us because, well, we'll just give you a paper pass, but it's not the same thing, as you know. Now, some of the good things probably at Disney that you probably may not be aware of. Now, one of the better things to see. Now, of course, Disney is decked out to the hilt everywhere throughout their various parks. And that's what I love to go on to Disney at this time of the year. That everything is decorated indoors and outdoors in the hotels and everywhere else. And there's some great tips I'm going to give you before we go, especially if you have time before you get to your plane. Anyway, one of the things is called the candlelight procession, and that happens during the Christmas season, and it's at the American Adventure Theater. And the only way you can get tickets is by buying some of the buying or having dinner at some of the restaurants that are available. And each week they have a different person who's going to be reading the story of Christmas from Luke, where they tell the story of Jesus going to the manger, being born, the shepherds coming, and it's full orchestra, full singers, absolutely fantastic, and of course it's candlelight service. And these are just an example of some of the different restaurants that have this available. And so when you have dinner with your family at them, they will give you a sticker that will be put on, and that night they'll let you go sit at the theater and watch it. It's probably one of the most beautiful and extravagant shows that you could possibly go. Now, I love, of course, Disney at this time of the year, especially when you're going to Epcot. The globe, a lot of people don't realize this, that globe changes colors and has little different light shows and music, and that changes about 12 times a night. So it's really, really fantastic. And of course, after we went to the American Theater and saw the candlelight show, we then stayed for the fireworks and the displays in Epcot. That was the most wonderful expression of Christmas you probably see with all the Disney music. Another thing that's very nice, of course, is that every one of the pavilions is decked up with Christmas. But Ratatouille's new opening really, really was lit up like Patty. You know what I mean? Patty. And so the best time, I think, to go see Ratatouille, if you can schedule your time to go on that ride, is to go just after the sun is set, because the lighting for Christmas was fantastic. Just fantastic. Now, the negative, again, was that a lot of Disney's under construction, and there's barricades everywhere. You can't go, you can't get here, you can't get there, you can't go around here, you got to go around this, you got to go around that. So that made travel and moving around the park quite unsettling. And the other thing was, because of all the construction and everything, it was very difficult to find a bathroom. I found it very ridiculous. And because there's no staff on Disney, you can't ask anybody. It just wasn't one of the most pleasant. But let's just finish up. I want to talk to you about that when I talk to you about Magic Express. Now, as I said to you, a lot of people finish their Disney experience and then they have an airplane scheduled. That is fantastic. But if you schedule your time a little later in the day and if you're staying on Disney property, you can park hop without having to go in the park. And what I'm talking about is, because it's Christmas time, we decided we like to look at all the different parks and the different decorations. And this is something you may love to do. We started our day and we went to the Polynesian and we had breakfast there. Fantastic. If you've been at the Polynesian, the breakfast is well worth the money, but the decorations and everything is fantastic. Then we went to the Floridian. Now, Floridian has a giant gingerbread house. So the kids are going to love it, and you get pictures taken there. Plus, they have the Christmas tree, and it was 89 degrees in the middle of December when we went there. So we took a couple hours and spent some time at the pool. Didn't matter, because we were on Disney property and we had our magic bands. Then we went to the various other hotels and things, and we spent time traveling to various hotels and looking at all the decorations and looking for gifts, of course. Now, I told you about the Magic Express, and unfortunately, as you probably have heard, Magic Express is going away. The contract between them and Disney has gone away. So, you'll have to find a new way to get to and from the airport. Now, some of the things you can be doing, of course, is you can spend money on an Uber or a Lyft. Okay, you can take a bus from the airport. It's a little difficult, but you can do it. But starting February 1st, they're going to have another bus service that's going to be available, and it's like an antique bus. The kids, they're going to wear engineers' outfits, and the whole experience will be like riding a train to Disney. And there are other limousine and other services, but these all are costly. Whereas Magic Express was included in your ticket and your room fees, this is not hidden, and you'll have to pay $17 for an adult, and for children somewhere around $9. So not inexpensive. So a lot of things are changing, and that's one of the other things that I'm talking about is Disney cost has gone and is going to through the roof. I mean, because of the pandemic and because they have to limit meals and because they have to do this and because they have to do that and all the restrictions, now, you want to buy something a la carte, it's a little harder. And so a meal, which used to cost you $20, will now cost you $35 to $50. In fact, we found that because now there is no dinner plan anymore and anything like that, we spent about $500 more on food. Nothing was inexpensive. And room rates have gone up. The service has gone down. The ability to move around the park is down. And there's a frustration level by the guests in some areas because a lot of things are closed because of renovation. And the construction with all the different barricades makes it a hassle. So right now, yes, I loved going to Disney for Christmas time for the decorations and everything. But the Disney experience is still not fully back, unfortunately. And I hope it will come back because my family loves to go to Disney at least once a year. And maybe twice. But this year, while Disney is trying, they're not succeeding. Anyway, hopefully this has been helpful for you to kind of rant and rave a little bit about my experience this time at Disney. You have a great day.